Welcome back to your favorite podcast, Truth Talks. I'm your host, Crazy Bone.
What's happening? I'm the co-host, Keith G.
And yes, we do have another very interesting topic for you today.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is definitely a topic we've been waiting to discuss for a very long time. Well, yeah, it's serious, but it's more entertaining, you know, but it does get serious at the end like we always do. But very entertaining topic, a topic that is starting to come up lately.
Whole lot.
More and more. And that topic today, ladies and gentlemen, is, do aliens really exist?
Yeah, I do the conspiracy music theory.
Is there something or someone else out there in this seemingly never-ending universe? Are there other life forms in galaxies far, far away?
Yeah.
Like they say.
Yo, that question has been posed a lot. Are we alone?
Are we alone? Well, you know us here on this show. We're going to dive right into it, and we're going to examine what scientists and the governments has said about the possibility of extraterrestrial life existing out there. And then we will do our usual, and we will break down, you know, what our creator has already told us. And why we should strictly follow his lead.
Right.
Now, you know, I enjoy a good, you know, science fiction movie from time to time. You know, one of my favorites is Star Wars. Wasn't really into the whole Star Trek thing, but I watched it. I dipped and dabbed in it a little bit.
Right.
You know, but movies like E.T., Alien, Science, Close Encounters, War of the Worlds, you know, like stuff like that really got the minds of many people. Once people could envision it and see it on the screen, people's minds got to wondering, could it really be life on other planets?
Yep.
You know, and like we said, it's been a whole thing going on for a long time now. You know, and while we doing this one, this is definitely going to be a part 2, you know, because there's a lot of information to go through. So we're going to give y'all I have some articles and stuff to break down. We're going to break down some scriptures and all that good stuff, man, to coincide with everything. You know what I'm saying? So I found this article entitled Science or Fiction.
I like that title. Science
or Fiction. So I'm going to read the first couple paragraphs, you know what I'm saying, and then we could start breaking it down. Pay close attention to this stuff. It says, interest in extraterrestrial life has gained a tremendous popular following in the years, owing in no small measure to space travel, science fiction, and the movie industry.
Right.
Indeed, the 2 most popular motion pictures in history are Star Wars, one of my favorite, like I said, and E.T., the extraterrestrial, are both on this subject about aliens. Both of these movies talk about, you know, the possibility of life on other planets. Star Wars, it's life on every planet they go to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it says, at the same time, costly scientific projects are going on in real earnest to find life and or intelligence in outer space. The result is that for many people, especially the young, it is becoming increasingly harder to tell where science ends and fiction begins. The existence of extraterrestrials and a possibility of communicating with and being influenced by them have crept into people's consciousness subtly through the back door, as it were. Commenting on this phenomenon, Jack Catran, a scientist in the space industry, writes in a Newsweek magazine article entitled, EA equals enough already. Writers and movie makers have the right to speculate on any specific subject, but let's call it what it is. Science fiction, not science. And let's label their objectives what they are: exploitation and sales, not education. Surely the Bible's advice to distinguish between facts and what is falsely called knowledge is the course of wisdom. Last paragraph.
Right.
There has been much speculation by worldly scientists and others as to whether there is life on other planets at the present time. Little is known for sure. The Bible is definite in showing that there are vast numbers of spirit creatures in existence.
Right.
but it does not reveal whether there are physical creatures on other planets. Christians, though, have no need to be disturbed over the speculations about present or future life on the planets.
Talk to him.
Man was placed on earth, and as we are told in the Bible, the righteous men belong on earth. We can rest assured of that fact. No matter what God may reveal in the future about life on other planets, we can be sure what he's already told us. See, these people are going to, you know what I'm saying? First of all, I like what the scientist Jack Catran wrote in one of his articles when he said EA equals enough already. Enough already. You know, because at this point, it's propaganda.
Yeah, it is.
It's propaganda, bro.
A lot of these things and narratives that have been built from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Of even from as far as storytelling, even before the television came out. You know, there was radio stories about these things. You know, families. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, families used to get around and huddle around the radio, like how we watch TV these days. But back in the 40s and 30s, that's what they did. They was listening around the radio for radio stories. So they do that from the beginning. So when they first started making film, soon as it almost film industry kind of boomed, aliens was almost one of the number one things that they would put on people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that the narrative would already start. Go ahead. And
speaking on that, like I think there's been so many movies made about aliens and alien invasions that a lot of people actually believe it.
Yeah.
They believe it, but I guess we have to ask ourselves, why wouldn't they? Yeah. They believe everything else the government tell them.
But look, when they're painting a perfect narrative,
yeah.
They've made more than I would even, you know, and I should have looked it up, but I mean, I'm sure there's more than 800 alien movies since the beginning of the film industry, if not more.
The ones I named wasn't even
number ones,
knocking the chip off like the
right.
But I be putting movies on today, like they be having titles, nothing about space.
Yeah.
You put them on, like, is this another alien movie, man?
Up, yeah.
Or zombie movie? It's either alien or zombie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this narrative has a purpose. We're gonna get into that too.
It really amazes me when you think about how long people have been chasing this theory of life on other planets. They've spent billions on billions of dollars searching with absolutely no proof whatsoever that other physical life forms exist. What a waste of time and money. Now, I know as of late the government has come forward with claims and that they have actual proof. And my thing to them is, okay, where is it? Show us. Show us the proof that you have, and why now all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Why now all of a sudden? It kind of makes you think, bro, like, okay, what mischievous plan
what's
they
the
got
setup?
coming up next?
Yeah, what's the setup?
What mischievous plan are they cooking up next? Is this news of them having proof of aliens exist the truth, or is it just another distraction? I'm banking on distraction.
That part, bro.
I'm banking on distraction.
Cause check this out, Leatherface. Look, man.
Straight
and
up.
I think it's a distraction too, and I believe that. Because every time they do mention it, they always talking. We're in 2023, right? Every cell phone got a proper video on it. You know what I'm saying? Where I could film something. You know what I mean? If you getting in trouble, you getting in trouble. You can see it now. If they can see me, you know, in a whatever.
Satellites everywhere.
That part.
Truth.
So with all that being said, how come every picture up to this point, until they're going to produce one, every picture of what they have of a craft or a alien being is always look like it's fuzzy or on some old what's that, Atari kind of screen
preview.
Now
preview.
We way far from Atari. If y'all don't know what Atari is, that's something that we grew up playing, and it was real. It was real first level. You know what I'm saying?
First level.
The technology that we have today, cut it out. The film shouldn't look like that when you're showing somebody something.
Bro, I didn't even like that. That is a great point you brought up, bro. All these satellites out here, they can find
you almost had to.
they can find a person underground in a tunnel from a satellite.
Yeah.
They got satellites all up in space where they supposed to be at. Man, those little images, the money they spent on them satellites technology better than that. We should be getting 3D close up pictures.
All you supposed to have all that, and not just spending money, but spending your money.
How have these extraterrestrials managed to dodge all your satellites, all your radio signals, and all this stuff? They managed to dodge all that, bro. Like I said, I feel it is a distraction to have us all paranoid, looking up in the sky up there, while they're scheming and plotting down here.
Yep. That's my thought process on it too, bro.
Where, like I said, where's the proof they claim to have? Now, according to a scientist writer, Isaac Asimov, this is a question that he says spoils everything for those that believe that that there is life on other planets.
Talk to him.
That simple question, where are they? This is a question that spoils it. Also, a nuclear physicist by the name of Enrico Fermi posed this question. This is what he said. He said, if intelligent life has arisen on other planets in our galaxy, many civilizations should now exist that are millions of years ahead of our own. They should have developed interstellar travel long ago and spread abroad in the galaxy, colonizing and exploring at will. So where are they?
Oh, man.
Where are they? Don't come showing us some limp alien y'all done made in the laboratory.
No, that's exactly what I was gonna say, because I know they're gonna manufacture one. I done seen stuff on Hollywood where they would look like your head split open and it ain't split open.
Exactly, bro.
So I don't know what, and they got this new AI stuff going on. I don't know. Is you? Let me see your ID. I don't know if you. You know what I'm saying? That's how good they got it.
Exactly.
Clowning aside. That's exactly
true.
what they gonna do. They gonna show you one of these little gray. They call it. They say it looks gray or light gray or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Big head, little body. They gonna show you either a dead one or they gonna make one talk.
Yeah.
But it's up to what now. You got to say to yourself, what am I gonna believe? Or like we gonna get into before this show is over, what the Word of God say.
Exactly. Now there are a lot of SETI scientists that have admitted that when they were asked this question, it threw a monkey wrench in their whole theory. But, proud people never stop at that. Even though they admitted it, they still tried to explain the holes in their theory.
Right.
They still tried to explain it. And this is what it says they said. It says, they often reply to it by pointing out how difficult it would be to voyage between the stars. Then it says, but even at the speed of light, enormous though that is, it would take a spaceship 100,000 years to traverse just our own galaxy. Surpassing that speed is deemed impossible. So when we're watching y'all, when we sitting there watching these science fiction movies and we seeing these spaceships traveling
Hyperspace.
from star to star and planet to planet in a matter of minutes, you have to remember that's just fantasy.
Right.
It is not science. It is not possible to do so. It is just a movie. It's just Hollywood. Like we had to tell dudes in the hood when they saw these gang movies and stuff like that, they went out and, what I'm saying? Bro, this is just a movie, bro.
Right.
It's not for you to go emulate that. They're just telling you how they lived and saying to you, you don't want to live like that. But it's funny, people, and this kind of jumping off subject, but it's funny. It goes the opposite way.
Total opposite way. I know what you was talking about, because they don't take it as the lesson not to do.
Exactly.
They take it like, you know what? Damn, I want to dress up and get just like that.
It says that the distance between the stars are so vast that it's almost beyond our comprehension. Then it goes on to say this. Listen to this. This is how amazing God is.
You talk about him.
In fact, this is what it says. In fact, if we could build a model of our galaxy so tiny that our sun, which is so huge that it could swallow 1,000,000 Earths, was shrunk to the size of an orange, the distance between the stars in this model would still be an average of 1,000 miles apart. And this is just a tiny model. Imagine how far the stars are really apart. To us looking down here, we like, oh man, them stars is close to each other. You could probably jump on that one.
Yeah.
Nah. It's years between these stars, man. Like somebody, like it's crazy. And even if we made a model, it would still have to be man, do you know that's like having the model here all the way into a like four states over or something like that? Like maybe 1 or 2 states over.
Even that's still big.
Exactly.
That's huge.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so that's why I says that the distance between the stars are so vast that it's almost impossible for us to comprehend. You got to really sit down and like, wow, like God is amazing.
Amazing, man.
Like straight up.
And Craig, even to jump in real quick right there, that's the part we supposed to be doing with him, seeing how amazing he is.
Exactly.
And tripping off of that kind of thing, not questioning, can you really do this or did you do that and all that kind of thing. We supposed to be like, man, you cold, man. Hey.
Truth talks.
Last time somebody cooks a piece of chicken for me, I said, you a cold piece of chicken cooker.
Because you know what, bro? And I'm glad you said that. We're supposed to be learning from that, because you could learn not everything you need to know, but you could learn a awful lot just by looking at God's creations.
Oh man.
We could look at the animals and oh man, God got a sense of humor. That dude, that little thing look funny as heck. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he told us to consider the ants one time.
You know what I'm saying? Like if we look at his creation, like it's like it explains him perfectly.
Perfect.
It explains him perfectly. You know what I'm saying? If you look into the universe, like it's something we can't even comprehend. We don't even know what fully goes on within our galaxies, and it's a billion galaxies it's supposed to be, and we can't even comprehend what goes on within ours. And y'all think y'all got some things figured out?
Word. And at the same time, human beings don't even understand human beings yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to put another entity into the equation, you know what I'm saying? Just because you are inquisitive about what's going on outside, when our creator, our God, ain't never told us to worry about nothing else outside of what we are.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we could be a victim of paying attention to a business that ain't got nothing to do with us. Am I saying be stupid and don't look into things that are a threat? I ain't saying that. What I'm saying is that trust in God. Look at what he asks us to do, and we're gonna get into those kind of things. Don't mean to be too premature about that, but you know, it gets messed up when we don't do it like that, though. You know what I'm saying? We let other people tell us things of fear and guide our lives about things to worry about. It's actually people worried about an alien invasion on this earth.
We have to go with the facts. They worried about that, but you're right, and we have to go with the facts. And the facts are. There is no solid proof whatsoever that they can provide us with that clearly shows us that other life forms exist on other planets. That's just like they've been telling us that Bigfoot is real, and they haven't even provided so much as a hairball from Mr. Foot.
I ain't seen 1 feet of big feet.
Not even a hairball, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
And once again, they cameras is always terrible. Every time they even take a picture of big feet. You know what I'm saying?
That last one they had, that dude, they look like a dude in a suit.
Look, I know that nigga. You know what I'm saying? He worked down the street.
Him.
You know what I'm saying?
One last quote I want to read from this article from an American physicist named Freeman J. Dyson. And this is what he says.
Freeman J.
He said, if advanced civilizations exist in our galaxy, finding evidence of them should be as easy as finding signs of technological civilization on Manhattan Island in New York City. The galaxy should be buzzing with alien signals and their immense engineering projects, but none have been found. In fact, one article on the subject noted that search but found nothing has become like a religious chant for SETI astronomers.
That's a good point.
So all of this research that these scientists have been conducting for all these years, since they've been able to travel into space, and all of the money that they've spent, all the effort they put into this research for all this time, and again, they have come back with absolutely no solid evidence at all. And you would think after all this time and research and money spent that they would at least come back with some kind of solid proof, but no. Nothing. So at the end of the day, all those satellites and all those sending out all those radio signals is going to most likely fail.
Yeah.
It's going to fail. They haven't showed us nothing, and look how long they've been doing this.
And personally, Cray,
nothing. So now they have to come up with something. But the reason they've been spending all this money, we got something.
They ain't even been looking for them. They want the people to think that they've been looking for this thing. And we, you know what I'm saying, due to the time, we're going to get to that corner because they know that they've been in contact now. Now, I'll say this. The Earth has been in contact with beings that don't live on this planet. You know what I'm saying? We will talk that way. You know what I'm saying? We can go to Egypt and all that kind of stuff like that. You see it on their hieroglyphics, the different writings on the walls and stuff like that they have of beings that they've talked to. You know what I'm saying? Does not mean it's an alien. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What things want to craft up to be. There was a lot of fallen angels, man. We definitely going into that situation. There was a lot of fallen angels that happened.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
They came on the earth before, and they was tampering with women, and they made offsprings and everything.
Yeah, definitely.
They had different kind of powers and different human strengths. So I know it may sound a little different to y'all. They call it Nephilims. Look up Nephilims if you want to, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. But to make, try to wrap it up a little bit more, what these beings know how to do is imitate things that you've never seen before. You know what I'm saying? So what you think is an alien and what you just are not privy to is what it is.
Exactly. And we'll get into that more for sure. And there are two more scientists that feel the same way as this paragraph said, that they'll most likely fail in their searches and their research. They've failed. They've already failed.
Right.
So this should say they most likely will never succeed. That's what it should say. But these two prominent, very, very prominent scientists believe this as well. These are their quotes. A scientist by the name of Dr. Peter D. Ward says, "New findings in astronomy, paleontology, and geology," they say, "show that Earth's composition and stability are extraordinarily rare, and that conditions elsewhere are unsuitable for complex life forms. We have finally said it out loud what so many have thought for so long, that complex life, at least, is rare," said Dr. Ward. Here's what the other scientist, Donald Lee Brownlee, says. Now, these are very prominent scientists, very respected scientists. "People say that the sun is a typical star. That's not true. Almost all environments in the universe are terrible for life. It's only Garden of Eden places like Earth where it can exist." And again, there are other prominent scientists that feel the exact same way as these two did. Like we've been saying, there's nothing there. Scientists and our government have become so obsessed with discovering life on other planets that they have neglected their obligations to life here on this planet, where we already know life exists.
In a struggleistic kind of situation.
All that wasted money could have fed thousands, could have fed and housed so many people in need, but instead they're throwing it all up to space, to the Martians. They're throwing it up to the Martians. They really think it's a Death Star.
In fact, Ronald Reagan had his. He was one of the first ones to campaign for that kind of thing. I believe his campaign was called the Star Wars program. As a matter of fact, you remember that in the early '80s?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying,
bro? They really think it's a Death Star. They trying to go where no man has gone before, to a galaxy far, far away, and they think ET is going to phone home. They really thinking that.
Check that phone bill.
At this point, I would tell but at this point, bro, I would tell anybody. I mean, I would never tell anybody to rebel against the government, because if you read the Bible, then you would know that God has allowed these secular authorities to be in position. He definitely does not condone the injustices or the unbalanced system, but he is allowing them to be in power for this limited time.
And the government's on his shoulders anyway.
However, That does not mean that we blindly listen to everything they tell us.
Right.
The government has lied to the people many times before, way too many to count. We cannot just jump up and believe everything that we know. They've lied before about a lot of things, even things they didn't really even have to lie about.
Yeah,
they've lied about it. They chose to cover it up. They chose to do, you know what I'm saying? Like they chose to do it. So when you hear these reports and see these news lines and these headlines, they're aliens. I wouldn't jump up and panic.
Nah, man.
Because we're going to, you know what I'm saying? We have a lot more to discuss on this topic, but we're going to stop it here so all this can sink in. And then, you know, in a couple of days, we'll come back to release part 2 because we still have to speak about what God says about this.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
We have to speak about what God says about this, you know, because that's the most important part.
Oh, that's the only part that it matters in this whole thing, you know. And I'm glad we have too, because some people don't know what God think about this.
Exactly.
So it's important to lay that down too, so they can know, you know what, there's somebody greater that thinks about something than what this world revolves around. Yeah, and that's what we're doing here.
Now, we done told y'all on part 1 what scientists and the government has told us.
Yeah.
But we gonna get back on part 2 and let y'all know what God thinks about it. But
hey, before we dip though, why don't you read your little shout out? You know what I'm saying? You told me, you know what I'm saying? I got me one too. You know what I'm saying? Let's shout out a couple of the folks that was talking to us real good on last episode, man.
Okay, yeah.
We appreciate the episodes, and you know what I'm saying, the comments and all those things like that. Matter of fact, I got one right here from a person called LaQuia Hollins 4301.
That's the homegirl right there.
That's LaQuia Hollins, you know, 4301. She said another good one. You know what I'm saying? Guys, I'm woke. Woke to me means woke to what God is saying and telling me. I can't listen to the world. I agree with you guys. Sleeping is being asleep from what God is talking about.
We thank y'all for y'all comments. We do acknowledge them. We are constantly working on, you know, like better ways to communicate with y'all.
Oh, yeah.
You know, to... You know, we're working on better production, so y'all just like bear with us. But you know, the most important thing on this show is the message. It ain't the set, it ain't how we out. You know what I'm saying? It's the message, and if it's the truth, that's the most important thing. So, until the next time, thank y'all for lending us your ear and attention. Thank you for your subscriptions. If you have not subscribed yet, please do, and spread the word and tell a friend. And remember, the truth is always talking.
Just gotta shut up and listen.
Talk to us, let the truth talk. Truth is always talking. You just gotta listen.